Hey everyone, we're back. Another week, another bar, and this week we're checking out the Tales of Stockholm 85% wood smoke cocoa from Gamla Stan in Stockholm, Sweden. Packaging wise, really interesting design. I like just the whole element of it. It's very high end but also quite basic, which is something a bit unusual to see. Organic, fair traded, nice to see something like that on a chocolate. Packaging and design wise, I did find the packaging was a little tricky to get into. It could just be me, but I found I was kind of picking around at the cardboard wrapper for quite a while before I could actually pull it open. And I wasn't keen on the fact that it was a little tricky to reseal it. I mean, might take a few attempts or it might just not happen. Cardboard is fully recyclable. And the chocolate itself comes in this lovely just sleeve, which you can put in general waste. But the real highlight of it is just the bar. I mean, just pure art. It looks like something braille based. The texture is actually a texture there. You can feel it. It's got all of the bumps and grooves that you'd get from quite a high-end chocolate mold, which is nice to see. And the smell of it is... it's very rich, dark, smoky. It's something that is just not usual for chocolate. Nice crack. It's quite soft. I mean, for something of 85% cocoa content, you'd expect it to have a real... but it's quite soft in that sense. And when you actually taste it, it's rich. It's rich and it doesn't taste like it is that high a cocoa percentage. It's like smooth, rich, and also smoky. You do get a sense of somewhat smoky texture to it, but it isn't bitter. There's no harshness to it. I would say it's more on the acquired taste side. I mean, if someone was just getting into dark chocolate, I wouldn't recommend this bar. It might put them off a little bit. But if you are kind of more in the field than anyone else, or if you're just beginning to enjoy dark chocolate, I would definitely give it a try. And it's a strange texture. It's like you chew it, or you just let it melt in your mouth. I've tried both times. And it kind of just sits. And gradually it melts in your mouth. But you get the smokiness come up once you finish chewing or you finish letting it melt. And it's just rich. Not thick. You know, sometimes you can get something that's really just too much chocolate and it's thick like a cake. But with this one, not particularly thick, still nice design. You can actually feel the texture for the first couple of seconds in your mouth. It feels like the kind of chocolate that would go really well with kind of an espresso or with just a dark coffee, something just pure black. You wouldn't have the whole bar at once. You'd probably have kind of half. I think the first bar I had half and I had the other half the next day, which worked out quite well. But I did find once I finished it and I wanted to put it back in the packaging, you know, I kind of had to fiddle around and get it lined up properly and then work out a way to fold it over, stick it back in, and then I couldn't actually close the cardboard again, so I kind of was like, a bit disappointing that. But the description they give of it is a smoke, dark roast and fruity. Wouldn't say I quite caught the fruity notes to it, or I'm just saying that I just noticed them now. That's more in the aftertaste. The dark roast could be why I was thinking of it. It would pair well with a coffee, and the smoke is you know, if it says wood smoke on the bar, it tastes like wood smoke. It's also organic and fair traded, which is always nice to see on a bar of chocolate. One thing that it doesn't say, and so they use the Trinitario beans from a region in Peru, which is nice, but it doesn't actually tell you what the smoke is. I think that would be quite a nice tip if I was to give them any feedback. Maybe the cocoa beans are smoked beforehand, or maybe they're roasted on a smoker or something similar. But basic ingredients: cocoa mass, cane sugar, cocoa butter. It's what you'd expect for a rich dark chocolate. But yeah, just no explanation as to where the smoke comes from or what it is. Highly recommend it though. If you are a dark chocolate fan, definitely give it a look up. And they do a couple other interesting bars. I tried this one, the sea salt, a few weeks back. Still got another bar. Surprisingly, I haven't finished it yet. But I will do a review on this in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned. If you get any feedback, leave it in the comments below. If you liked the video, like, subscribe, share. Again, if you didn't like it, like, subscribe, share. And yeah, have a good week.